What's up, guys? Bryan Lebo here with your Las Vegas market update video for March 2019. In general, we saw another slow month with not much activity in the local news to report either. So this should be a relatively quick video. With that said, let's get right to it. First up are last month's sales. Much like January's numbers, last month was quite disappointing. We only sold 1,780 homes. This was an 11% reduction in sales from last February when we sold 1,992 homes. Now, either way you spin it, this is the worst February for sales since I started tracking back in 2012. Now, next is everyone's favorite, median home prices. As you can see now, we actually managed to dip last month down to $295,000. This is a $5,000 dip from the previous month's high of $300,000. Now, before we get too fired up here, let's look at that chart again. You can see that we hit $295 back in August. Then in December, we dropped temporarily down to just over $290. Then in January, we somehow jumped from $290 to $300. Especially considering how dismal the January sales were, it made no sense to me or anyone how the median price could rise so sharply in 1 month. Well, it didn't, and it still doesn't. Obviously, lowered median prices are never a good sign. But in this particular case, I'm not willing to give it too much credence just yet. Frankly, I wouldn't even be surprised if the median price drops again this month. Back in 2015 and 2016, the prices dropped in March. In both years, the prices came right back and dramatically over the next few months. So again, let's not make too much out of this right now. If we drop this month and next month, then we have a disturbing trend that's much more difficult to ignore. Okay, now let's check in on the inventory. As you can see, we ended the month with 7,243 homes on the market. This was actually just under a 1% drop from January. Again, not much to see here, folks. Looking back over the years, it's very typical to see a small to medium-sized drop in inventory during the month of February. Now let's break down this inventory. As you can see on the screen now, only 1.4% of the inventory are short sales, only 1.5% are foreclosures, and that leaves just over 97% of the market as normal or, traditional sales. Frankly, this hasn't changed too much for quite some time, and I really don't see this changing much moving forward either. Now let's wrap up what we learned and make some sense out of all this. Sales were down again last month, along with the median price. And as we just covered, inventory is steady and the vast majority of our market are normal sales. So where do we go from here? Well, we're finally about to get into springtime, which typically results in higher sales prices. Typically, the bulk of appreciation is during March through August. Considering how slow sales have been, I wouldn't even be surprised to see the median price either drop or just come in flat this month. I still think that we'll see a normal 5% appreciation for the entire year, however. My guess is that prices will start rising in April and, continue through the summer months. Right now, the market is incredibly fair. If you're looking to buy, there's really no need to rush anything. Prices aren't going through the roof. And while there isn't much to choose from, there's really no risk of being priced out either. As a seller, homes are still selling relatively well. If you're priced right and the condition of the home is acceptable, you should be able to sell your home within 30 to 60 days. Now, on the same hand, homes in poor condition are really starting to sit dormant. Since buyers can afford to be picky, I'm seeing many homes that typically would have sold last year just sit around forever, since buyers would rather pay a tiny bit more for a home that's in move-in ready condition. So if you're looking to sell, be prepared to slap that new coat of paint on, get those carpets cleaned, and maybe knock out a solid deep cleaning of your entire home. Because believe me, These buyers are picky out there. Well, that's it for March, everyone. Thank you so much for watching, and please be sure to subscribe.